In this video, I'm going to show you all of the YouTube ads bidding types so you can choose the right bidding type and be able to scale your ads profitably. If you watch this whole video, you'll know exactly which bidding type to use in which situation, which will save you a lot of money. So make sure to smash that like and subscribe button so the YouTube algo gives me some love. All right, guys, so before we get into each of the individual bidding types, I want to show you where you can find this in Google Ads. So what you'll do is you'll click this plus button to start a new campaign. Click create a new campaign. Usually if you click without a goal, it will give you all of the options, and that kind of allows you to see the various options. So if you click on video, you can essentially choose from different campaign subtypes, and each of these subtypes will have different bidding types, right? So for example, if you do drive conversions, you'll get basically maximize conversions and target CPA, which are kind of the bidding types that are focused on getting you conversions. And then if you go in here and you click on, let's say, custom video campaign, and in this one you could basically, you have the options of target CPM, maximum CPV, and then there are other options as well, right? If you want to go into an ad sequence ad campaign where you show people different ads in a row, you're gonna have target CPM and maximum CPV. So essentially, depending on which campaign subtype you choose, you're gonna have different options. So I have another video you should watch if you're interested in learning about all the different subtypes and so on. And that's this video right here, which is types of YouTube ads explained, ad formats for maximum ROI. So I'll make sure there's a card or something so you guys can watch that. So let's talk about the first type, which is CPV bidding. So CPV bidding stands for cost per view bidding. And what you're doing is you're bidding for the cost per view that you're willing to pay. So you're telling Google that, hey, I'm willing to pay 70 cents for my video to be shown on this basically placement. So with CPV bidding, you are basically getting charged whenever somebody watches 30 seconds of your video, or if they click on the ad, interact with it in some way. So we find that CPV bidding these days just does not get great results as compared to target CPA or maximize conversions. So I would avoid using it. Now let's talk about target CPA. So with target CPA, you're basically telling Google what you're willing to pay per conversion. So Google will deliver you as many impressions as it can to your target audience, as long as it thinks that it can achieve that goal, right? So if you give Google a very unrealistic bid or a very low bid, your campaign's simply not going to spend, because the algorithm just going to think that, all right, this bid is not high enough to actually get results. So the way this works is Google is an auction, right? So if you're bidding a certain amount for conversion, Google's going to see if it actually is realistic while still being competitive in the auction, right? So the way you want to think about it, it's a complicated machine algorithm whose goal it is to make Google as much money as possible while also getting you conversions in that target cost per conversion range that you want to get. So I'll give you an example, right? If you have a daily budget of $500 and a bid of $10 cost per lead, end up getting $14 per lead, right? That's what Google's able to get you. Then Google might actually not spend the full budget. They may only spend $200 to $300 so that it reduces the cost per conversion, because if you spend more budget, it goes out to a bigger, broader audience and your cost per conversion creeps up. So the danger with this bidding type is that you may not actually spend your full budget, so you need to be aware of that. Now, the way that you get charged is on impressions on a cost per thousand basis. So essentially, you're telling Google, hey, I want to aim for, let's say, a $15 cost per conversion. Google goes out there in its black box and figures out, all right, we can place this ad on these placements and get them a certain cost per conversion based on the machine data we have. And then we'll also be able to charge a certain impression amount for that placement, because the way they charge you is based on an auction system. So if there are other advertisers that are telling Google, hey, I want to compete for this ad space and I'm willing to pay a higher cost per conversion, then Google's just going to give them more ad space because they can charge that advertiser a higher cost per thousand impressions. So it's a little complicated. It's hard to kind of explain in a very layperson way. But the way you think about it is Google wants to make the most money possible. So you want to make sure your bid is somewhat high so you can actually get the algorithm to spend. So for accounts with conversion history, target CPA is by far the best bidding method because it can get you really great cost per conversions at a really high scale, because essentially Google's going out to try and get you conversions as low as a cost as it can to hit your target CPA bid. So you need to keep that in mind. So the next bidding type is maximize conversions. So with maximize conversions, the way it works is that Google tries to get you as many conversions as it can for that budget that you're spending. So if you have a $500 budget, Google tries to get you as many conversions as it can, right? It's not worried about cost per conversion. It's not worried about, hitting a certain CPA. It just says you're telling Google, hey, go spend that $500, get as many conversions as possible. And it will go and spend that money pretty much almost every single time. Sometimes it'll overspend. Now you get charged on impressions on a cost per 1,000 basis with this. So it's great for new accounts because Google will spend and allow you to collect data. Sometimes with newer accounts, target CPA can be really slow to spend and get you that data, right? So with newer accounts, it makes a lot of sense to set up some maximized conversion campaigns, get that data in, and then switch to target CPA after you maybe had 100 to 200 conversions in the account. So this is usually our preferred bidding type for new accounts until we see that either target CPA campaigns are firing consistently. So we'll always test some target CPA campaigns on the side. And usually around 100 to 200 conversions is where target CPA starts firing more consistently. Now, the last bidding type is target CPM, and this is again an option in certain ad formats like video ad sequences. So the way target CPM works is that you bid per 1,000 impressions. So you're basically saying, hey Google, I want 1,000 impressions. This is how much I'm willing to pay. So essentially you're optimizing for lower impression cost, right? And that's not views, because views is 30 seconds. Impression is them just seeing the ad. So if you're bidding a target CPM of $5 and you have a budget of $50 a day, Google will try to get you impressions that are cheaper than $5 per 1,000 impressions, right? So you essentially trying to say, hey, I'm willing to pay $5 for 1,000 impressions, and Google will try to hit that basically cost per impression and get you that within the budget you're spending. We rarely use this. This is more for branding. Honestly, it's not something I'd recommend if you're trying to run a direct response campaign and actually get clients. So this is more of something where, hey, you want to just be all over a city and, I don't know, maybe you want to be famous or something, right? But this is not really great for quality engagement or quality views. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to learn more about the different YouTube ad subtypes and formats, click the link above or below. There'll be a link to go into all the different YouTube ads formats out there. And make sure to subscribe so you'll be the next to know when I release my next video. Thank you.